All right, my LinkedIn and YouTube audience. I just wanted to go live really quick because I was in the lab with my pen and my pad trying to get this label off. Some of you will get that. But I was in here creating a, let me switch that, a gamification for a client. Really quick, let me make sure. So, which, and Um, okay, let me go ahead and put this on. And so as I was creating it, I was just kind of coming up with a couple of ways to put it out here because I've had a couple of people tell me once that there's no way that what they see me do is live. And I always have this kind of a thought in my mind that says, um, for those who believe, no answer will need to be done. For those who don't believe, no answer will suffice. Right. So I don't try to prove it to you, but just wanted to share this with you. So, what I want you to do if you are here and it's just dropping in, notice wasn't announced, wasn't planned or anything like that, but I want you to give me a question that I'm able to place into this board that you're going to see here. Let me, there we go, cut that down. And so let me show you for an example. One second. Let me go to my profile and show you a couple of things. So, what's up going on in your world out there, though, as well? What's going on in your world? I want to see. So, tell me in the chat what's going on. But ideally, what's happening here is I have a client who said, you know what, I'm tired of the webinar. I want to lift it up and do a webinar style. And I said, you know who that is, right? You know who do that, right? They said, I heard you do it, Lion. I said, you right. So, for an example, at the bottom, you see question one. Say, what's the best Zoom platform used, right? So imagine the host is here. They're going to be here. They're going to have their guests there. And you can have multiple guests, like forget what that game is called, right? You can have like 6, 8 people here and the host, and we're doing it. But this is live. So you're going to give points. And I want you to put in the chat a question, something else you can put in there. So far right now, and these aren't questions that's pertaining to my clients' field, what they're doing, just the ones that I did for virtual events. And again, like most know, everything can be changed: color, name, all of that. And if there's someone who's just watching, I'm probably be on for about maybe 5-10 minutes, and you want to come on and be in one of these squares just to kind of uh, have some fun, then please come along. So for an example, though, I have question one as Zoom platform you use. I'll go to question two. How can you improve your virtual events? For example, question three, I have a different style here. Let's see what question three is. Hey, Kip, not sure I understand the question. Zoom is a platform. Can it be changed to another platform? So, yes, what this is, Kip, that I'm kind of saying is I just put Zoom in there just because that's one that I'm familiar with. Any one of these questions could be for whatever someone wants it to be. So it doesn't even have to be a platform. It could be in a job field, right? So if someone's working a job and they're just looking for something different to do in a virtual meeting, right? They can put any one of these questions up. So that Zoom question was not specific. It was just me needing to put a question in, right? So I decided to come live here to ask an audience to give me a question so they can see how simple it is to be changed or to be implemented into whatever they're doing, right? This is not a complicated type of thing. So that's what that means versus just a Zoom question. So, like right here in question three, I have written, what should I put here? Right. So imagine if you're hosting a magic show, right? And then maybe you want to have some people come up and ask them questions about magic history. right? Now you can turn this into a game where each person gets points. So let's say your guest has 200 right now, and I want to give them 60, 70 points. So 270, and that comes up right away. So now they're five behind, right? I'm just showing the ease and the simplicity of what happens. Also, everything is brandable, the name, colors, everything. But imagine hosting an event if you're a coach, if you're running a webinar, a summit, a keynote speaker, and you want to bring up other guests. You can have them in something like this, and you wanted to do a gamification. Also, another thing that we do is virtual bingo, and then we also do uh, scavenger hunts, but we do them again in unique, different ways. So, again, I'm just building this for my client now, and I just decided to go live, take a little break in a sense, and do this right here. So, like for example, with LinkedIn, I placed what's the best way to optimize your LinkedIn profile, right? So, what if you're a LinkedIn coach? What if you're someone who teaches people how to do something like this on LinkedIn? You can change these names and so forth. And so, let's change the name from the ultimate. Let's go to the ultimate LinkedIn quiz. Okay. And then bam, it automatically changed. As soon as I type it in, it goes in. As soon as my client types in, or their VA or whomever they have working for them types it in, it automatically changes just that quickly. Okay. So I just wanted to, again, hop on just for a few moments and share a little bit of what's being shown here. Because let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, as I've stated before over and over again, if you're simply hosting an event and you're talking for an hour and not really implementing something where it is truly interactive, I get tired of hearing people and coaches talk about it's an interactive event and all they really do is just ask you a question, right? Yeah, I guess you can consider that being interactive, and that might get you a certain amount of people to say, I want to work with you. But if you are really looking to make a difference and be different in yours, because so many coaches are out there, so many people, and it's tough now to break in. It was easy years ago when it was only a few coaches, right? Now you got to compete. Let's see. Kip says virtual events have lost a lot since the COVID years. So you on the right track here, trying to figure out ways to make them. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, and my whole thing is, if you attend a meeting and you leave and say this could have just been an email, right? People don't want to just see you put up a slide and read off the slide. You could have literally just sent them the slide and say, "Hey, read these. Send me an email if you have a question. Send me a DM if you have a question." That's the same thing that you're doing by getting on a virtual event and talking for just 1 hour, 45 minutes, and expect people to give you in one touch point their money. You have to build trust. You have to build fun. You have to build something that's absolutely amazing. Oh, check it out. Check it out. So I just again just hanging out for a little while. So if someone who's just now getting on, I see we have a few more people coming on. I'm showing ways to change up your virtual event, have something fun. Because one of the things that we do, let me make sure I've got this right. It may show up on this one. Let me see. Nope, that's the wrong one. Hold on one second. I'm looking for something where I had it. Oh, let me see if it shows up on this one. Okay, let's see. All right, there it is. It did show up. Okay, so three webinars in essence is what three kind of things that I reference that people should do. Number one that I tell people when they're doing a webinar is have music, right? People love music. It just speaks to their soul, right? You can have some music before, during, after, questions, etc. Another one I say is gamified. Kind of what I'm doing here, right? I tell them if you're hosting an event, especially if it's going to be a multi-day event, a 6-hour event, you want to have some type of games, and not just games that you pick for free and think that's going to work. And then the last thing I say is include. You need to include your audience. And what does that mean? Include them into the games, include their comments, but in unique ways, bringing them up on the screen, etc. Right? So that's one of the main things that we were showing here. So I just want to have someone give me a question that I could put into this platform right now. And primarily, it is to show whoever sees this how simple it is to operate. Right? How simple it is if I'm hosting a network event, how simple it is for me to get a question and put it up if I don't have it already done, which you would have it done already. But if you needed to change something in that process, that's what it is. So if someone has a change, all right, so let me do that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do this. So I know, all right, I'm just putting this here so people can see it. So Kip Sherry, bam. I just changed the name just that quickly, right? Now that's a contestant. Their image or actually their video would be there, right? Because they're going to be streaming in on. And this works Zoom, Google Meets, Teams, any platform that you stream virtually to. YouTube, LinkedIn, as you can see here. I'm streaming to YouTube as well right now. Right? So that's just a little quick synopsis. And if someone wanted to hop on this right now, just come say hi, you have the ability to do that. So imagine if you're hosting a virtual event, and let's say someone is in your attendees in your audience in Zoom. Let's just use that. That's one of the most common ones. And you say, all right, in the next 10 minutes, we're going to be doing a game. Who wants to come and play? A couple of people say, yep, I want to do it. All you do is simply, they have a link, they hit accept, and then bam. That even looks like a hat I would wear. So hey, right, we keep it kind of smooth with it, right? No. Um, and so all they would do is click a link or a button, and then it would automatically place them into the square. Right? So there's no other complications that they need to leave and go to a third party app, go to somewhere else that may take them out of the Zoom, take away time from your meeting or your event. Everything is encompassed into one. So it's simple. I have a simple philosophy, and I say that if it works, simply do more of it. That's my quote. If it works, do more of it, right? I have a workflow that's easy. I am not going to sweat over it. Let me see if I can get homeboy. Let's see. Hold on. I'm not going to do a hold on. Let me make sure I get this one here. Let's see if this one works. Yep. I'm not going to sweat over it. I'm not going to worry and stress. I'm going to have fun when I'm in my events and when I'm hosting events. And for those who don't know I need to learn to do more of this here, but we are remote production company. So we remotely handle the events for you. So you don't have to worry about sweating, right? You just, we build it. We, get people to come with our ad agencies, and we fill a room for you. And now you get to pitch your message, your product, your service, and work to get people to join your courses or whatever it is. So that's what it is. That's what I'm building here for a client. How can you add the video of another person on a LinkedIn video like this one? Okay, so here's what would happen. So we're on LinkedIn. Say for example, kind of how we're doing right now. I'm on LinkedIn. People are in the chat, and I say I want to do a video or I want to do a game. Have fun. I need 2 volunteers. Let's just say for an example, you said, "Cool, I'll volunteer." The simplest thing is I would send you a link. You would click the button, click the link, and it would automatically put you into this game. You have to do nothing else. That's it. That's how you would add them into a video on LinkedIn. Same works on YouTube. If I'm doing a meeting on Microsoft Teams, if I'm doing a meeting in Google Meet, all of the streaming platforms that I've tested so far, there might be some that's out there that I have not tested, but That's it. There's no complication to it other than that. Kip, send them a link. I said, click the link. The platform automatically inserts them into one of the two boxes. I assign them to one of the two boxes, of course. But once they come in, I'll say I'll put person in box one and person in box two, and then that's it. They are where my photos are at, and then the host or I, who's ever hosting or running the meeting, is here centered, right? And you can switch it around. You can put it over on this side. So let me see something here for a second. Yeah. No, just leave it. I didn't want to confuse anyone. I was going to do something else, but I didn't want to confuse me. Yeah, absolutely, man. You're welcome. Again, so I'm about to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted, my friends, I wanted to just show you something different and unique. So, uh, I don't sell. I tell anyone what we do. I present. I show you a demo. You choose if you want to be a part of doing something else different. We are, fully booked, and we're just looking for more clients in the future. Of course, so this is business, so we are in sales. But I'm not here to press you. You know if you want it or not. I don't want anyone with buyer's regrets. If you see a value, if you see something that says, you know what, I could use something like this. Can we customize it? Yep, we can customize it. Can we do something different? Yep, we could do something different. So, last thing I'll show you for an example. When we're in meetings and I want to bring up a comment, this is one of the screens that I usually go to right here, where now I can bring on the chat and people's questions or comments or anything onto the screen. And now what happens is people see their name, they see their face, and other people are like, oh, I want my comment up there. I want my face up there, or whatever it is. And then that's when, we bring in some other comments and so forth like that. Okay. And then we go right back to the game show and everything happens like that. All right. All right. So if anyone watches this live and got some questions, let me know. Watching the replay, let me know. I'd love to show you all a demo of how this could be done specifically for your customers and whatnot. So let me change this name really quick back before I forget. And I send this to the client. The ultimate vibe anar. Oh, vibe anar quiz. Let me get that in all caps. And all caps. Bam. Ultimate vibe no quiz. All right. Thank you all. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your day. And look forward to working or talking to you guys soon. All right. I'm blood out. Bye.